Hey, all right, check this out. Guess what I've got today? Yes, this. This is an old swamp cooler for a car. This was a thing back in, I don't know, the 50s, 60s, I believe. Hang this thing in your window, and if you have ever experienced old swamp cooler for a house, you've got the pads inside of it that you wet with water, and the wind comes through. It cools the air, and then sends that very humid air into your house or your car in this case. So here's the deal with this one. I have one that we use on our cars, and my dad saw it and he thought it was pretty cool. And so he was showing some interest and kind of looking for one for himself for his, he's got a 52 Chevy pickup, 5 window. And so I started looking also. And I found this on eBay, I think it was last summer. And this is, now we're in May. His birthday is in 2 days. And so I had an idea to take this thing and restore it for him. But he's kind of like me, and he likes to tinker with this stuff himself. So I decided, well, I'll leave it and clean it up, make it presentable as a gift. And then he can decide if he wants to go deeper into it himself, or if he would like me to do it, and then I'll do a video on that. But for today, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean this thing up, make it presentable, see what we got inside. These things, I have never opened one of these up, but I believe that the end caps are siliconed on, or with some type of sealant, they're just pressed on. I've seen guys try to tear these things apart in the aftermath, and they just demolish the edges of these things. Like, they're just bent out of shape and they look horrible, and you can't put it back after that. I mean, unless you're a magician or something. But so that is a little scary, but we're not going to do that today. We're just going to clean up the inside, the outside, clean it up as good as we can. Open this screen up on the front and see how many mouse houses we got in there. Vacuum that out. Maybe run some water through it and try to flush it out so it doesn't smell. I don't know. Seems fine though. But it is missing the top cap here where you fill it with water. I do have the rod for it. I don't know if this is going to be long enough for his truck, but we'll figure that out. So anyway, we'll just do a cleanup on this, see what we got inside. I do not know any of the history about this thing. It says Reinhardt on the side. I don't know what that means. Somebody's name maybe. But anyway, these things are super cool, and they work. They actually work. We use ours. We go to car shows and stuff in the summer. I'll fill it with water, and we use it, and it helps. It does make a difference, and they look cool, and everybody asks about it. It's, yeah. Okay, well, let's dig into this thing. I guess I'll open up the end. These, if you can see, these typically have like an O-ring or something slipped onto the rod to hold this little screen on. And then this little screen comes right out. And then, oh yeah, the mice have been in this one. I don't know if I can see if I can show you that. Let me grab a light. All right, here's what we got inside. Can you see that? Yep. Yep, they were all up in there. Cozy little house. All right, well, we'll get the vacuum, suck that all out, and see what we find. this twine right here is tied to the pad, circular pad, and that's how you spin it and get it wet in the water, and then it'll dry out over time, and then you spin it again and get it wet again to keep that air cool. This pad does not look bad at all. I wonder if this thing was even used. Sometimes people bought these. The one I have was I found in the barn, and it had never been used. Still in the box. Done a little bit down there. But you got to be careful, because if people left water in these and let them sit, it would mold. And so you got to watch out for that. You don't want to be blowing moldy air into your car. All right, that is, we got all the mouse house out. Cool. Well, I'm gonna go spray this thing down with water, scrub it real quick with a rag, and then I'll be back. All right, I got this thing all sprayed out, cleaned out, flushed out. Water's clean coming out. It doesn't look bad at all. Turned out pretty good inside. Some people may be afraid to run that pad because of the mice being in there. I would run it. I would. I'll be honest with you. But you can get new pads. You can get them on eBay. There's a few places you can get those. But the struggle is, in my opinion, getting the end caps off. I have not done that. Looks scary to me, because I don't want to dent this thing all up and not be able to put it back and look decent. But maybe there's a trick out there to slide something in there. I don't know. I just don't know. Anywho, this thing's got a little bit of, I don't know, what looks like glue right here. So I've got some Goo Gone. Let's see if I can get that off, and then maybe I'll just do like a polish on it. Leave the patina look. My dad's truck is about this color, maybe a little bit lighter, but it should match fairly well. And his truck has a patina look to it also. So yeah, should be good. See if we can get this glue off of these spots. That actually might be working. I think it is. Nice. Maybe I need an actual rag to do this. Coming, but not fast at all. I don't know what else to do. Could try the old WD-40, but so check this out. I just learned something. Probably won't work now. Let's see. Trying to get this Sharpie mark off of here, and tried WD-40, tried the goof off, wasn't working. And I know that Sharpie, if you write over it and get it wet again and then wipe it off, you can get most of it off. So, but I had already put this stuff on top of here. And then if I take the Sharpie, It's not putting more Sharpie on, but it takes it off. Somewhat fairly easily. Learn something new every day. All right. The bottom here they've got, looks like pencil, or is that engraved? Oh, that might be old Sharpie. Personal property of Reinhardt. A.L. Reinhardt. I don't know. Might leave that on there. Kind of adds to the character, I guess. All right. Back to this. Can you even see it on the camera? There's not a whole lot left, but I would like to get it all off. Well, I think that's pretty good. Okay, now what? What I'm going to do now is just wax this thing up. I've got some Meguiar's fine cut cleaner wax, level 5, and then machine glaze light cut, level 1, whatever that means. So I think we go with the level 5 first, right? Just do that. And then we'll come back with that. If we can get it out. Okay, here we go. Okay, that doesn't look too horrible. Almost thinking about wet sanding it with 2000. I don't know. How far do we go? We just make it worse. A lot smoother. Next, I'll have the buffing wheel out. Okay, that is definitely better. Oh my goodness. All right, this is getting deep again. Here we go. See how this works. guys seeing that? That's crazy. Good call. Wow. Love it. Love it. Let's do more. You guys see that? It's incredible. That is amazing. That turned out better than I expected. Incredible. Wow. Okay, well, I've got another product that I'm a big fan of. I'm gonna grab that, put that on here, and call it good, I think. It's called The Last Coat. I don't even remember where I got this. Maybe a swap meet somewhere. But this stuff is pretty awesome. It has a final coat on your wax. It holds really well. Has a good shine. That is truly impressive. Just basically wipe this stuff on, wipe it off, and it holds pretty well. I typically do I use it on the Metropolitan. I use it on some of my other cars too, but I do it like once a year, maybe once every 6 months. And just protects the paint. I think that's going to do it for that part. Now we've got this thing. See if I can take a SOS to it. And make it look a little more better. That is impressive. That is so crazy. I mean, it looks like I clear coated it, but I did not. You saw it. That is simply a wet sand and a real quick wax. That's it. Well, there it is. That turned out better than I expected, honestly. Just blows me away how that old paint still has so much life in it if you revive it. So this thing, obviously, this clamps down on your passenger side window, and then you roll that up, and this rib right here would rest on the inside of the top of the door frame. That locks that in, and then you have this prop bar that goes in here and here, and then that rests on your top of your door seal and braces it a little better. There are different styles, a bunch of different styles and everything. Not all of them have this, I don't think, but this style does. So yeah, all right, I think it's ready to box up and wrap, and good to go. Got the screen back in, cleaned up, screen back in. Like I said, the pad looks pretty good. Everything operates as it should. This thing pulls nicely. The rope is in good shape. So hopefully it's clean enough and stuff. Okay. All right. Well, got the word that my parents are going to swing by in a little bit, going for their first drive with the swamp cooler. and see how it works for them. So I'll check in when they get here and kind of show you how it looks on the truck, and talk to them about how well it works, if it does at all. A little breezy out here, so apologize for that if that's messing up the audio. And of course, we got the freeway right here, you know. So anywho, we'll see you when they get here. All right. That color matches really well on that truck. It's surprising. Looks like they got some water on the door.
Yeah, we made it.
Looks like you got some water spilling out.
Well, the thing is, you see that little hole in the front?
Yeah.
That's,
Yep.
That's maybe they make a little plug that's supposed to go in there.
I think they might, yeah.
Okay, so that's the only place it comes. When I hit my brakes,
Yep.
it sloshes out of
Gotcha.
there. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, it doesn't leak.
Did it make a difference?
Oh yeah,
I brought
Yeah.
my infrared gun,
Yeah.
love it.
and so whenever she'd pull the cord and we'd take a temp, it was like 73. So that's 20 degrees colder than, it's probably 90, about 93 out here right now.
Yeah.
It'll
Gotcha.
be about 73.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. So just water? Tap water?
I put a little ice in
A little bit of ice,
crushed
yeah.
ice. Yeah.
Yep.
But we went to Arlen Misty for a while.
Okay.
We had some stuff to drop off there. And so it sat out in the sun for a while,
Yep.
you know, probably 15 minutes. And so definitely warmed up. But
Yeah.
then on the way here, I had Mom check. I checked it a couple of times too. But definitely when you pull the cord, take a shot with the infrared,
Yeah.
it was like 72, 73 degrees.
Changes right away.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. It's impressive how well that color matches.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost dead on.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what Misty was saying.
Misty was, she walked over there, she goes, man, she said, it's just like Dad's pickup.
Yep. Awesome.
So I got a plug I put up here.
Oh, yeah.
And so,
Got a little rubber plug to pop in there.
yeah.
Cool.
So I just need to find a little rubber plug to put in here because, you know, that's
Yep.
basically the fill level hole.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And I'll have to look at mine and see if it still has it.
right.
It might. Did it smell like mice?
No, it didn't have there
Yeah.
was no smell at all.
Yeah.
No, it was.
I was thinking about that, and I don't know how the mice would have gotten in there anyway. But that stuff was all packed in there.
Mhm.
Did I show you the pictures?
I don't think so.
You'll see it in the video.
Yeah.
There's a pretty good sized mouse house in there.
Okay. Yeah. Who knows? I mean,
Unless this was
well,
off.
Well, they got in through here, I'll bet you.
Yeah, but
Or was it inside?
it was inside the drum.
Well, yeah. So does this how much
Yeah,
do I get?
there might be a gap. Well, in the front there is,
Yeah.
probably for sure.
I mean, mice can
Yeah.
be about it anywhere.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
you can see what I've done here. I got one of those cuppers,
Yep,
and I had a long screw at home
gotcha,
that I could cut.
gotcha.
So I went up and so it's solid.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Nice. I have some of those furniture pads. I could give you one too.
Oh, okay.
It
I
just
took
they
some black-
stick on
some
there.
electrical tape, you know, for
Yep.
now. But
Yep.
yeah.
Awesome. Good deal. Truck's running good.
Yeah, it seems like on warm days it's running a little rich,
Yeah.
but other than that, yeah.
Oh, you did the same thing I did with the cardboard.
Yeah, I just did that now. Yeah,
Yep.
it's just kind of
I want to draw one up and 3D print them
right. So,
with little clips, so you could clip them just like this, basically.
right. I'll save this since you can use this as a template once you get it figured out.
Yep. Perfect.
My curve would be different than yours, you know. So.
Yep. Awesome. Good deal.
So I'm waiting on my patina, my gloss.
Yep.
But I think I want to take maybe some really fine. I don't know. Would you go right over that? Do you think that's good enough, or would you?
I would maybe wet sand it lightly
Yeah.
with 2000 or something. I've had good luck with that.
Yeah.
That's what I did with this thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Good deal.
This here wouldn't come off. You know, I bet you I'd have to boil that or something like that, or put it in one of yours like what you got.
Yeah, the ultrasonic cleaner. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? This was originally an oil bath, right?
Yeah.
And you converted it?
Yeah. All I did is I just bought me a Element.
Okay, and
Yeah.
took the
Yeah.
canister part out. Nice.
Yeah.
What size engine is this?
This is the 216 with the solid.
216. Yep.
Yeah.
This is a stove bolt, right? I believe so. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, it's the original one. See, it's the Thrift Master model.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Then I think they went to 235. That had hydraulic lifters. This still has
Yeah.
the solid lifters in it.
Yep. Gotcha. Yeah, that looks awesome. Just pressure washed it. Nice. It's alive. See if he'll do a burnout. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're on social media, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and even TikTok. Check it out. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd recommend you do.
Me too.
Yeah, because if you don't, my mom's coming to find you with her rolling pin. Yep, serious stuff. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.